Welcome to Community Corner. I'm your one of the hosts, DeWitt Taylor. My two friends are.
Hi, my name is Aaron County Castle.
Hello, I'm Ryan Nicholas Gray.
Today we welcome Julie Gutman. She works in the Lake Orion School District, serving those with disabilities, and we are eager to learn about her work in this important field. We are all products of the Special Education Department in Worcester Community Schools District. So have direct experiment with the importance of the programs and various staff members who serve them. We want our viewing audience to become aware of the various options available to guide and encourage those with challenges to stretch their interests and gain progress in reading, in sharing, and in friendship skills. Welcome, Julie.
Welcome to our show. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
And
Thanks for coming.
welcome to the show.
Welcome
Thank
to our
Please
you.
show.
tell us a little bit about your family growing up.
Well, actually, I have a big family. I have 4 brothers, and my mom and dad and I, and we actually grew up in Lake Orion. And so I also attended Lake Orion schools. So Lake Orion is my hometown and where I want to be.
I'll show you various school steps.
My various school steps. Well, in Lake Orion, we have, currently we have 7 elementaries, we have 3 middle schools, we have a high school, and we have a circ center. So in Lake Orion, we service students from birth to 26 years old. We have various types of programs where we provide all sorts of interventions, programs, and support to all students.
Your school background exactly.
My background for school is I went to, as I told you, I went to Lake Orion High School. I graduated and went to Western Michigan University, where I received my special education endorsement. I also went to Oakland University, where I received my master's degree in early childhood. Then I went to Wayne State University, where I received my educational leadership ed specialist.
Go Broncos and go Grizzlies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Julie, so please share this your schooling and college degrees, because many people out there may not know about your school and college degrees. So tell us about those things.
Well, I started off at Western Michigan University, where I learned about students with emotional impairments and behavior challenges. I was very interested in that. I started working in Hazel Park schools, and then I went back to school and received my autism endorsement, because students with autism was very intriguing to me, and I wanted to know more. And so at that time, I came back to Lake Orion and started my career at Carpenter Elementary, where I opened up the first program for students with autism.
Cool.
That's cool. Autism is in fact, a friend of mine, Aaron Kowalski, happens to be autistic, has autism, and it's important that we stress autism is a very in public and very personal disorder. Everyone has sometimes in the world.
Exactly, and actually I know that family.
You know the
I've
quality?
had
I know
the
them
pleasure
very
of meeting
well.
the mom and the son.
That's cool.
Now, before you got into this program of autism, please tell us about your past history jobs.
I started out as a teacher in Hazel Park, where I taught a classroom where we worked on academics and learning. At that time when I started in education, We didn't have programs for certain disabilities. We didn't have like an autism program, a program for cognitive impairments. Back when I started, pretty much everybody went to one room, and then we had to instruct them and learn how they were learning, and we instructed them that way. And then once, as time goes on, we learn more, we know more about disabilities, so we just start developing programs that we can really pinpoint what students need.
Please tell us about your job.
My job right now,
Yes.
I feel I have the best job. Because right now my job is about making sure that students from when they're born to when they're turning 26, I make sure that they have what they need to learn and make sure that they have the best, powerful, positive educational experience we can give them. So it's my pleasure that I get to work with all students and parents and staff just to make sure that everybody is learning and everybody is enjoying school, because that's what it's all about.
Exactly. And if the opportunity is there for them to go to school until they're 26, they should.
Exactly.
You know, Julie, you're interesting because, so when did you start with the district? Because many people may think no one knows about it. So when did you start with the district in Lake Orion?
I have been in Lake Orion for close to 20 years. I'm going on my
years?
20th
Wow.
year in Lake Orion. I
Wow.
was the teacher in Hazel Park for 4 years, and then I
Okay.
had the pleasure of coming back here, and now I'm working on my 20th year.
Wow.
In what capacity did you join the Orion schools?
I was lucky because I heard that Lake Orion Schools was needed to open up a program for students with autism, and I was able to hire in and be a part of creating that program. And now as director of special education, I am a part of creating and opening programs throughout the whole district.
Karen?
What led you to your current job? The job you have right now?
I have known right from the beginning, even when I was attending elementary school, that I wanted to work with students with disabilities. I feel that every child can learn, and I feel that students with disabilities may have unique challenges, but they also have unique qualities, and I like figuring out what those unique qualities are, and I like the relationships that I've built. Yeah. I will have long-lasting friendships with all the students and families that I have, and I have very passionate staff. I'm very lucky, and we just truly enjoy our job.
Cool. That's cool. You know, Julie, as I've been listening to the interview so far, so when did you become the head of the education department? Because you know it's a big problem in most schools is bullying. Bullying is a big problem. So I'm hoping any of the kids, being bullied in school because it happens a lot.
So was the question, when did I become head of
when did you
special
become head?
education?
Yeah,
Okay.
when did you become the head of the special education?
I have been the special education director. I believe this is my 8th year. Before that, I was the special education supervisor,
Oh.
which is the assistant director. I did that for 4 or 5 years.
That's cool. I can
Do
remember.
you
I was-
attend workshop in Michigan? If so, how many other states?
Do I attend workshops in Michigan?
Yeah, and other states.
I do not. I don't often go out of state for workshops. I prefer to attend workshops in state. But the one thing about special education and working with students with special needs is you have to continually learn, and you cannot learn enough. And it's my job to make sure that I'm always learning, because I owe it to every single student to make sure that I know different things that we can try and different things that we can do.
Please discuss the details of your job.
The details of my job?
Yes.
Well, every day I come into work and I make sure that we're doing what we should be doing. I make sure that teachers have what they need. I make sure that students have what they need. But the best part of my job every day is that I get to see the students in our district. Every day, I might be in a different building every day, but I always get to see the students, and this is my favorite time of the year because it's amazing how much the students have grown since the beginning of the year. So it's just really great to be able to interact with students all the time.
You know, Julie, it's important. Are you involved in the hiring of special education teachers and paraeducation? Because sometimes, do you guys do background checks? Make sure these people are not criminals, and done nothing bad.
We do that. I hire all the special education staff
You
in
do?
the district. That includes paraeducators,
Oh.
teachers, speech therapists, social
Oh,
workers,
excellent.
psychologists, occupational and physical therapists,
Wow,
reading interventionists. I do all the hiring. I have staff that help me as well, but it's important to me that I hire passionate people.
Nice people.
And nice people, yes, because
You don't want somebody
ultimately,
mean.
no, I would never want anybody who's
no way.
mean.
Those kids would be like,
kids deserve the very best. So,
Exactly.
What you
and
said-
Lake Orion has the very best staff.
Good.
What you said leads me to my question. Are the paraeducators working to support special education students?
We have several paraeducators in Lake Orion.
How many?
We do. We have, I think my last count is probably 48.
Yikes.
48 people.
We have 48 paraeducators, and I will tell you that they are probably some of the nicest people I've ever met. They go above and beyond, and they are so dedicated to the students. They actually become like their second moms and dads.
Really?
Yes, and I have several paraeducators that actually do social opportunities with students even outside of school. They're just very, very dedicated, and we work very closely with them. We make sure that we train them and that they are a part of our team.
And do they
That's nice.
get homework?
Do I ever give homework?
Yes.
Don't say homework.
Sometimes we give homework
Oh,
because
boy.
sometimes I send them information that I would love if they would read it. Because
Yeah.
there's so much good information out there, and we have to keep reading. Even as adults, you have to
I
keep
know.
reading.
What is your job description?
My job description,
Yes.
my biggest part of my job, and I think is the most important, is just to make sure that students are learning. I have to make sure that everybody is making progress and that everybody is able to one day work or get a diploma or go to college. So what we try to do is help students understand their disabilities, but also find out what their strengths are and make sure, like I am sure your strengths are working at the television shop. So somebody worked really hard to make sure that you're able to read and ask questions and to communicate. So that's basically what my job is too. I make sure that students end up being successful and being able to work in society or volunteer or take classes. So that's my job.
You know, volunteering is a very important thing to do.
It is very important.
My strength is technology.
Well, that's a really good strength.
Mine is to give me a check.
Okay.
My
Give me a
friend
shot.
Julie is to become a newscaster for Local 4 News because someday I want to work at Local 4 someday in the near future.
That is really great.
Yeah, in fact, you mentioned diploma. You mentioned diploma in the last question you were asked, which is which kind of leads me to this because I'm in high school. We had a choice of either getting a diploma.
Yeah, he was forced by a diploma.
I was getting to that, or accepting a certificate of completion.
Oh, I remember that.
David and I got the certificate of completion. As for me, I was promised the certificate of completion, so I could continue my education. And I'm in my last year of high school. They just gave me the diploma, and that was it.
Yeah, didn't see why.
Nope. Well, they actually did.
Well, it sounds like that maybe you are able to be successful now and go off on your own and do these type of things, television shows and things. So that's why they gave it to you, because you're doing great now.
Yeah.
And sometimes, after a while, sometimes you don't need us anymore.
Exactly.
It's time to now do your thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay?
So, when do you work directly with the students? And if so, how and when? Because many students, when I was in high school, I had to learn things differently because they modified my work in school. I hated that I hated when they modified it. It made me so angry when they did that to me. So I didn't like it. When you have the students, so what are they expected to learn in school?
I expect all of my students to be able to learn reading and math. That
Oh,
to
I hate
me,
math.
I know, but you want to at least know the basics
I'm at it.
because
I'm at it.
math is every day. Think about money
Oh, that's
and
right, money.
time and
Gasoline prices of things.
yes.
Exactly.
So I really want my students to push themselves so that they can read or
Right.
do math the
Yeah,
best that they can do, because that's something that we have to do when we leave. When you leave us, you're gonna have to be able to know a little bit of that kind of
Exactly. It's
stuff.
hard.
Yep.
My next question is the personal. Ready for this?
Yes.
Are you directly involved with the parents? In what ways? And please say them.
I am. You cannot in my job. I cannot do what I do without parent involvement. It's so important that we work as a team with parents, because ultimately we are committing to each other. We are committing that we're going to do whatever it takes, parents and staff, to help students succeed. So I'm very involved with my parents. I've developed many relationships. My parents help me, and I hope that I'm helping them.
Well, there you go.
How many students, parents too?
We have, in Lake Orion, we have almost 900 students that receive special education services. I am not sure how many parents that is, but it's over thousands. So, but we have almost 900 students.
What is your role in the yearly education plan for students?
My involvement, every student has an individual educational plan. I sometimes attend those meetings, sometimes I do not. My staff attend the meetings. My involvement is to make sure that in Lake Orion we have a vision. And our vision is to make sure we're constantly improving, constantly learning, and constantly making sure that students are making progress. And if we run into a bump in the road, to make sure that we find the answer. We might not be able to find it in one day, but we hope to eventually know more and be able to make sure all students are progressing.
Okay.
So please tell us about various special education programs available, because many people may think, oh, I don't know any programs available. So what are the programs that you feel these kids with disabilities would love to come and attend and learn about?
Well, in Lake Orion, I'm proud of every single one of our programs. We have programs for babies. We have programs for preschoolers. We have programs in every building that provide students with support. We have an exceptional post-secondary educational program that services 18 to 26-year-olds. Those are the programs that we help students learn how to have a role in society, in their community. So in Lake Orion, the one thing about Lake Orion Schools is we're very creative and we're constantly developing based on what our current students need.
How many Lake Orion students attending central-based instruction locations?
In Lake Orion, I told you that we have almost 900 students. I am very proud to say that we send to a center-based program, we send less than 15 students out. I truly believe that students should be educated in their own community because it's about building relationships and building connections. And if we educate in Lake Orion, then students will have tons of connections. It is not uncommon for parents to tell me that they go to the grocery store and everybody knows their child. And that's important, and that's important to parents. So it's really important that we do whatever we can to educate students in our community. Unfortunately, I cannot educate all students. There are unique situations that I have to use a center-based program. But for the most part, we educate all students within Lake Orion schools.
Are there any special education programs during the summer?
Programs during the summer?
Yes.
We do have some programs in the summer. We used to have a big summer camp called Camp SOAR that we ran for like 8 years, and we had a lot of students attend that program. Currently, right now, I'm not running Camp SOAR because a lot of my staff is at the age now where they are having their own families. So we've had to take a break of the summer camp, but once staff have children start to grow of their own, then maybe we can put the program together. But I try to do whatever I can to send parents information about tons of programs in the communities around us. There are many wonderful programs out there, and so we make sure to provide parents with lots of resources.
Julie, I have one question. Please share some goals or direction taking place as people may think what direction is the future is to hold for our child. Maybe make them this direction, that direction. So, what do you feel are some things that you feel are some goals you think these kids will continue learning in the near future?
My goal for every child is to make sure that they are able to do pretty much anything they want to do. We might have to tailor it a different way. We might have to make it look a little bit different, but students can do anything they want to do. We just have to find ways to, to structure the environment. But really my goal is to make sure that if whatever they want to pursue, let us help you try to find ways to pursue it.
There you go.
Now, with all this background information, I'm hearing, please share a success story with us.
A positive story.
A successful story?
That's positive.
It's a success.
Well, recently, I will tell you that recently I was in a classroom, a preschool classroom, actually last week. And at the beginning of the year, I was in this classroom and there was a little boy who was new to school, and he wasn't talking, and he didn't really want to sit either. He just kind of wanted to play. And I was in this classroom last week, and it was amazing because I saw this little boy working with his teacher, making sounds, trying to say words. He was sitting down doing all these different activities, and it was just amazing to see in 1 year that he's understanding what school's about, and he's understanding the importance of trying to learn some sounds and to put some words together.
There you go.
And that was a really successful.
That was really
Successful stories I could go on and on about. Because I've been in Lake Orion so long, that I've had the pleasure of working with students from right at the beginning till them graduating. We have upcoming, in the next couple of weeks, we have 4 of our post-secondary students that will be exiting out.
Exiting? Wow.
So they turn 26 or they are employed. And so they're leaving us because if you are able to, if we help you get a job and you are working, sometimes you don't need us anymore.
Exactly.
And so we have to say goodbye. We don't want to say goodbye, but we have to say goodbye. And so I would say that the 4, I believe it's 4 or 5 that we have now exiting, they are probably huge successes because they have jobs and they are just enjoying life.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, it's time to close our program with this story. Julie, it has really been an honor to have you on the show today.
It
Sharing with
has
us
been
your
an
training
honor
and
for me.
commitment, overseeing the education format of those with disabilities. The desire of those with challenges to come together and receive caring guidance is highly important.
Well, I do my job because this is another example of why I do my job. Because I have the pleasure of meeting the 3 of you.
Thank you.
And I have the pleasure of seeing what you do.
Okay.
You're doing an amazing job. And just that you are helping people see
I will.
what students can do is an amazing. So I thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope that anyone watching this, if you have anything to give or volunteer or would love to be part of working with students with special needs, I hope they look at our Lake Orion website and they contact me.
Can you say it twice, please?
Slowly.
The email.
If they go to the Lake Orion website, they select the Special Education Department, they will see a picture of me and my email. And we are always looking for, because I can tell you that working with students with special needs is the most rewarding thing you could ever do. Every day is a great day. So I hope that if anybody watching would like to be a part of this great journey, please give me a call or an email.
I'm DeWitt, and you have been watching the Orion ONTV, Human TV, and YouTube.com. My 2 friends are.
My name is Al Castle, and you've been watching on TV, CMN, and YouTube.
I'm Ryan Busy watching CMN TV on TV, and we'll see you all next time on Community Corner. Good night.